Yeah, hanging out here with Ben Darnell and the Director of Athletics, David Benedict. Big crowd tonight. You're ready for some football. Here we go again. Let's get this going again.
Yeah, what a fantastic way to kick off the season. Thursday night, beautiful day. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather. We've got over 36,000 tickets out.
That's awesome.
But I want to send a message right now.
Yeah.
So for everyone that's listening, the tailgate lots are packed. Everyone's having a great time. We appreciate everyone getting out here early, but get in your seats early. We want this place packed when our team runs out of the tunnel. So, I can't emphasize that enough. You've made the effort to get the tickets. You've made the effort to get out here and start tailgating early. Get in the stadium early. Show this team some support, and be ready for them to come out of the tunnel.
All these people would love to hear what Jim Mora told us a week ago at our coaches show that we had. Live studio audience, and a lot of people were talking about just crowd size, and he's been a big proponent of, man, when you come out of a tunnel and that place is crazy and it's full, the juice, the energy that gets inside of you is just unmatched. And he said, but that's not your guys' responsibility. It's our responsibility to put a product on the field that you want to come and do that for. And I think he's done just that. Talking to everybody out here in this tailgate, they're juiced up for football today, not just going out there and partying on the tailgate.
Yeah, Gino talks about that. So there's a lot of coaches around that they think it's marketing. You got to market different. You got to do this. The reality is just like Coach Morris said, you've got to put a product out that's exciting, that's going to engage your fan base in a way that they're going to be entertained and they want to come support you. And obviously they had a great first year last year, made a lot of progress, and there's a lot of confidence in and around this program right now. The kids believe, which is a huge piece of being successful, and I'm excited to see these guys play. There's a lot of new pieces that they've added to a very experienced group of players coming back. So it's going to be a fun night.
Speaking of players coming back, you've got about 200 alums. Saw Scott Luttress and Rob Lund a little while ago, and they're here to honor Andy Baylock, who will be the honorary captain
Coach
tonight.
Baylock,
Quite the
yes.
turnaround, but what he's meant, and to have all these guys back here to see this and see the energy, because a lot of these guys played when this place was full. They know what the energy is like when you get 35,000, 40,000 in this building.
Yeah, well, listen, number one, Coach Baylock's the best. We're so fortunate to have that kind of historical context in an individual walking around. We certainly missed D. Rowe. Was talking to someone today that we were walking around campus and D. Rowe came up. But those two are legends. Everyone loves those guys. There's no one that I know of that says anything bad about D or Andy. And so we're very fortunate to have him around. And certainly honoring Andy is something we love to do. Look, the crowd is going to have an impact tonight. The crowd can influence a game. They can cause penalties on the other side of the field. Mm-hmm. So you can't underestimate the impact. Not that it just has on the energy from the team, but how it impacts the other team. And look, we were in North Carolina State in Raleigh last year, and they had a great crowd. They made it difficult on us early. Mm-hmm. They took advantage of that, and we're looking for our fans here at Uconn to do the same and return the favor. Let's go. The Sons of Nutmeg here. We love you guys. Yes, keep it coming. Keep it coming. So, look, I'm sure there's going to be some North Carolina State fans here supporting their team. We're happy to welcome them to Rentschler Field and Pratt Whitney Stadium, but we're going to make it difficult on them tonight.
I got to ask you this question. You know I was going to come with this today, and I'm probably talking for a lot of these guys in the tailgate. NC State, Boston College, Duke, all ACC teams. Duke got Tennessee, SEC school later on in the season. How much being competitive in this game, winning those games, involves the conversation of moving to an ACC, moving to a Big 12? You don't have to say anything right now on those, but does winning matter in the football in order to get to those conferences?
Yeah, I mean, winning matters in everything, right? Winning, unfortunately, matters in life in all aspects. I don't want to get into the conference realignment conversation, but if you look at this year's schedule, you look at schedules, 3-4 years out, you're going to see a lot of ACC teams on the schedule because, first of all, there's a lot of those teams that used to be in the old Big East that we played, and they're in a regional footprint where we want to recruit, and we have alums that live up and down the East Coast. So, look, we're going to continue to schedule as many ACC teams as we possibly can in home and homes, and we're very fortunate. Boo Corrigan's the athletic director at North Carolina State. We appreciate the fact that they scheduled us in a home and home, and part of making sure that teams feel good about playing us is being able to come out and see an environment like this because they want to come to a nice facility. They want to come to a stadium where there's going to be an environment and have a good experience. I don't want them to have too good of an experience tonight.
That's right.
But certainly we want them saying when they leave here, yeah, that was legit. That's a big time atmosphere.
Uconn Athletic Director David Benedict is with us here for a few more minutes. Sometime during the course of the summer, I don't know if it was a road show, talking to the media, you mentioned Uconn needs to tell its story better. I don't know if yesterday was the first step with the report that you put out, but how do you do that? How do you improve on doing that? I mean, 16 national championship banners inside Gamble Pavilion is a pretty good place to start, but how do you improve on that down the road?
Yeah, it's a good question, Bob. I think we just have to be, and I'm not sure that this is necessarily the way of the Nutmeg State, but we got to put it in people's face more. We got to shout it from the rooftops. We got to throw it out there on social media. I've got to send stuff to everybody that I know so that they know, because I think people don't, and we are, New England is a little bit isolated. There's not as many universities up here in the Northeast, and certainly there's not a ton of big-time football programs up in the Northeast, and so we've got to do more. We've got to go the extra mile to push that out there, and certainly, look, everyone knows who Uconn is now. I don't think anyone has to
right.
You have to tell people you're not from Alaska anymore at Uconn, thanks to all the historical success we've had. Yep. But we've got to push this out more. I don't think people know what's going on here tonight unless you're here, and we got to do a better job of that. And that'll start tonight on CBS Sports Network. They're in 55 million homes. We're gonna have a full stadium, and we're gonna get this place rocking. I've been told stories. About how loud it gets. So I'm ready to hear it.
I know.
I always like to tell the David Benedict story. This guy played, man. This guy's a linebacker. I've been telling Bob for the last couple of days, I got 10, 15 snaps in me today, man. If I'm going to play some safety next to Jones, or if I'm going to be standing behind Jackson Mitchell, I feel safe. I think you could line up, set the edge maybe on a 2nd and 12. You got 3 or 4.
My knees and back are done.
I mean,
I got nothing left from that standpoint.
I don't know. I'm so excited. I think the juice of this place could get you out there, and you can get a big 3rd down stop for us, my man. But you are a football guy, and as much as we are kind of known, and I don't know you like this or not, as a basketball school, but you are a football guy, and you want to see this program succeed first and foremost.
Yeah, look, when you have 16 national championships, not 15 anymore, 16.
That's right.
When you have 16 national championships, you can't deny that if that was another sport, you'd say we were this sport or that sport. It's the most in the country from a combined standpoint with men's and women's basketball. So you have to acknowledge that. But, yeah, that doesn't mean you don't want to be successful in anything else. We talk about being an everything school, and we've got tons of sports that can compete at a national level and do. So is football one of our sports that we want to be successful in? Absolutely. We want to be successful in everything. We can be. We have the tools in place. And, look, UConn has been blessed with a lot of great head coaches. We've got one walking our sideline tonight. So we've got the right guy. He's going to do amazing things here. We've got to support him. And tonight is how you demonstrate that we care about football. You fill a stadium up on a Thursday night when you've got a national opponent like North Carolina State coming in. That sends a message to the head coach that this place cares about football. And so it's not I can't do it myself, our coach can't do it. It's a team effort, not just on the field but everywhere else.
Well said. By the way, did you get in a Ferrari when you were in Italy?
I did.
Did you drive it?
Did you fit?
Well, no, I drove it. You got to pay to drive it.
I bet
it's like a rental agency. Actually, it's more comfortable than you
really.
think. Yeah, but it's different. I've driven some cars that are sporty. It's a totally different situation.
That's awesome, though, that they make that trip. Bob and I have been following the women's team and men's team as well that have been over to Europe. That's just expanding the brand of Uconn. And for that women's basketball team, we get calls from all over the world during game night asking us where they can find the game online.
Yeah, hey, Uconn Plus. We're probably into going into our second year now. We've got a ton of content. We're going to try to put as much on there as possible. We did show those. They were quote unquote tape delayed, but
I'm glad you had
I think people appreciated being able to go on there. And the great thing about all that stuff is it just lives there, so you can go watch it anytime you want. Guys, hey, let's have a great one.
You're playing today.
Let's go. Let's go.
David Benedict, athletic
Go
director.
Huskies.
Andy Baylock comes next. We'll wrap it up. UConn Game Day here on 97.9 ESPN Hartford and ESPN Radio, 1300 New Haven.